1 to 2 lines of copy with purpose is much more effective than having like 4 to 5 lines of copy really that just fill in the space. Welcome to 7-Figure Copy, the show where I teach you how to create powerful strategic messaging so you can attract high-paying clients and scale your business to the next level with ease. I'm Gina Whitehouse, your expert conversion copywriter, and this podcast is for ambitious, value-driven female entrepreneurs like you who are ready to scale from 6 to 7 figures without sacrificing what matters most, your values, your time, and your family. In each episode, we'll dive into the art of crafting persuasive words for high-converting websites and sales pages, and you'll learn strategic copy techniques so you attract premium clients and boost your revenue. This podcast was created to help you tackle the challenges of balancing family life and business growth as you take your business to the next level. If you're ready to add a trusted partner to your team, making sure your message is compelling, consistent, and impactful, then you're in the right place. Hey, everybody. It is Gina Whitehouse of the 7-Figure Copy Podcast. I'm so glad you're joining me today. We have a live copy audit with my special guest, who is Mikayla from Organized Grime. Mikayla actually goes into people's houses and she cleans and helps organize people's spaces, something that's so needed, right? Well, today we're going to look at her homepage, and we're actually going to look at some homepage headline options for her. And at the end of the podcast, I want you to stay till the end because I'm going to talk about that struggle or doubt, I would say, that goes through everyone's head when it comes to their website, which is, am I bombarding my target audience with too much information? Am I just throwing the kitchen sink at them? So I'm going to address that at the end. So join me today and stay tuned. Hey, Mikayla, thanks for joining us today. Could you tell me a little bit about your business, who you serve, and what service do you offer?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I own a cleaning and organizing service in Tulsa, Oklahoma. As for who I service, pretty much anybody. My big thing about my company is I focus around mental health. I know exactly what it's like to lose your environment to, just having like a mental health episode. And whenever you come out of it, you're like, okay, well, this got out of hand. And then you get overwhelmed trying to figure out how to get it back. And you almost go right back into an episode. At least that's been my experience. So that's where I come in to help you get your environment back without sending you over the edge.
That's really interesting because I haven't met many people who do what you do who actually have like a greater vision, about why you're cleaning homes and why you're organizing, helping people organize. And I have not also met someone who's had kind of, I would say, such a unique target audience. So I think that's really eye-opening. And I really love that about what you do. So you came to me for a homepage copy audit. How would you say right now your homepage is performing for you? And maybe what areas do you maybe have doubts about or you're struggling with?
I would probably say my homepage isn't doing as well as it probably could be. Whenever I originally put my webpage together, obviously it was like, okay, cool, this is great. Everything looks great. But then whenever you go to look at it with fresh eyes, even as the owner, I look at it, I'm like, okay, I'm a little overwhelmed. There's a lot of information, but not enough information to keep me interested. So I can see why it might be feeling and not doing as great. So that's why I'm thankful that you're here to talk me through it.
All right, great. Yeah, and I've been there too. And I think as business owners, especially when we're first starting, our goal is just to get a website there and out and have a presence online, right? Because, today, like your website is your business card. I do give business cards out still, but mostly most people just go directly to my website. So it's kind of like the business card in that way. And I also know that, as someone with also a design background, like you're always just designing, it's so easy to just get in this mode and look at it like, you get off your webpage and then you go back a week later and you're like, oh, you know what, but maybe this would sound better, or maybe I should tweak this, or maybe I should add this. So I totally get it. So let's start with your headline. So right now, when you go to Mikayla's website, it says, I'm happy you're here. You're one step closer to a better you. Now, not a bad headline, but the first thing I thought about this headline was that it's just too general. So I would say, like right now, could you imagine going to a website for a health and fitness coach and it said, I'm happy you're here. You're one step closer to a better you. Like that same exact website. I mean, the same exact headline that you have on your website could work on other websites.
Right.
Which means, right. So which means to me that it's not specific. And we really want to use that headline to qualify that person that's going to come to your homepage. And what I mean by qualify is you either want to have a headline, you want to have a headline on there that when someone lands on it, they either say, oh, that's me, I need that, or, oh no, this isn't what I need, right? So it's qualifying that lead. And if it's not the person that's right for them, right for you, you want them to go away, right? Because you don't want to waste your time and energy, with the wrong person.
Right.
So I wrote 3 headlines for you. And another thing to think about is, you also want to hint at like the desires, needs, and even the emotional struggles of your target audience. And so I have 3 headlines for you. And for these 3 headlines, after I'm done reading them, I want you to tell me which one resonates more. But I actually form them as a question, so that when someone hits on your website, they're asked a question immediately and it gets them to thinking, oh, like, do I need this? Right?
Okay.
So the first one is it time to lighten your load? So this emphasizes, that mental and physical fatigue that they might have. The second headline is, wouldn't it be nice to have one less thing to do? And that one really just acknowledges someone's overburdened schedule, in a relatable way. I think all of us would like one less thing to do.
Right.
Especially when it comes to taking care of our house. And then the third one is, can I help you take one more thing off your plate? And so this one kind of offers just that personal and supportive tone. And it really kind of positions you as that trusted partner who's ready to make their lives easier. So out of those 3 headline questions, which one do you think like popped out at you? Which one do you like best?
I really like the second and third one, but if I had to pick, it'd probably be the second one. Wouldn't it be nice to have one less thing to do around that, whatever you said?
Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice to have one less thing to do?
Yeah. Especially because a newer service that I've started to offer is called a house manager. And it's basically, I come in and do your to-do list. It's,
that's cool.
Yeah. So laundry, dishes, changing the beds or making the beds if you've already stripped them, picking up the kids' room, straightening up the living room. I'm there to literally help take one less thing off your plate so you can focus on you, your family, and your home.
Oh, I love that. I just like the way you phrased it. What did you call it again? A house manager?
Yeah, house manager.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I could definitely need that. Everybody needs this kind of help. So,
right?
Okay. Yeah. So wouldn't it be nice to have one less thing to do? So that would be like the headline that people see right away above the fold. And what I mean by above the fold is before someone scrolls down on the page. And then under that, we could have a sub headline. And this is what I wrote for you. I wrote, personalized cleaning for home and business owners who deserve a clean, organized space and a little more margin in their lives. What do you think of that?
I like that.
Okay, cool. What I want to point out about this, is that first, it emphasizes personalized cleaning. So that highlights like the unique approach that you have and how you can tailor your service to each client. So again, it's like also highlighting that it's a personalized experience, not just a cookie cutter experience, right?
Right.
And then the other thing is I called out like your target audience, like home and business owners. You're doing it not just for homes, but also for businesses. So you're showing that you help both groups. And then next, let's see, we mentioned, let me just read it again. Personalized cleaning for home and business owners who deserve a clean, organized space and a little bit more margin in their lives. Yeah. So by mentioning the clean, organized space, it kind of taps into that desire for calm and control, amidst the chaos of their daily life. And then lastly, that final phrase, a little more margin in their lives, resonates deeply, right, with those people who feel overwhelmed. And, you're offering them we said again, you're offering them that promise of having more time and ease and just like peace of mind.
Yeah.
So I think it hits on all those things, those desires, their needs, their wants. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
and I
then
really
after
like
that,
the word. Oh, sorry.
no, go on. No, tell
I
me.
was just going to say, I really love the word deserve being in there too, because that's another thing is I've talked to plenty of people who are like, well, I don't have, that cookie cutter Pinterest home. So I don't really think like people want to come clean my house. No, honey.
Right.
You should see my house. It's not Pinterest. It's not a walking Pinterest board. Everybody deserves to have a clean home. Either that's doing it yourself and me helping you get to that point or me doing it for you. Everybody deserves it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's one of those things too that, a lot of people think like, I don't know how else to put it, like you said, but like, oh, I don't deserve this, or I'm not at the point where I can take advantage of something like this, or I should be doing it all myself. You know, you don't need to be at like some certain like status or level or something like that, right? To have someone come in and really just help you. Like we all need help. Yeah.
There's a very unspoken cookie cutter niche when it comes to cleaning companies and like people hiring cleaners. And that's where I really want to break that boundary. A lot of people who, I've already said this, think that, oh, I can't hire a cleaning company because I, A, don't make enough, or B, I don't have a fancy enough home, or, they just don't feel like they're that cleaning company's ideal clientele. And that's unfair. Like I always had that stigma. And then like in my head, I was like, oh, I couldn't hire somebody because, I don't look like them. I don't fit their aesthetic. Well, my aesthetic is big, loud, and messy. If that is your house, then you are my person and I am yours. I've referred to myself as being your new cleaning bestie. And that's exactly what I want to do with my company.
Cool. Hey, would you like personalized feedback on a focused portion of your website, an opt-in page, landing page, sales page, or an email sequence? And would you like to be featured on this podcast? Here's your chance to be the next live copy audit. Go to the show notes, click on the link to apply, and pick a time to record your live audit with me. You'll just need to fill out a short questionnaire, and then I'll personally review your submission and contact you if you're selected. So don't wait. This could be your opportunity to optimize your copy and share your business with our audience. Okay, well, let's move on. You have a statement on, let's see, it's right under the above the fold area. And it says, here at Organized Grime, which is the name of your company. Here at Organized Grime, I understand what it's like to lose your environment for a variety of reasons. Mental health, working hard, busy lifestyle, no matter the reason, I'm here to help you get it back. That's a really great statement. And I wanted to work on it a little bit, just kind of massage it a little bit. And before I say that, so you have that above the fold area, right? So you have your headline, your sub headline, and then, a button, like a CTA button that says, something like find out how to work with me, whatever you want to have. And then right under that, what I like is you have all the cities that you service, the areas, which is really good. So I would say right after that, then you can have that statement that I just read, but I think you can format it in a different way. So I would say at that point, you want to hit on like the pain points and struggles they're having, but you want to do it with like a measure of hope where you're giving them hope. So what I would do is kind of break up that statement, and I just kind of rewrote it in a different format. And what I would have is a statement that says, here at Organized Grime, we understand what it's like to feel out of control in your environment, ... And then go into 3 bullet points. And the way I wrote these is that I wrote a bullet point for each of, kind of like your target audience subcategories that you gave me, which was like busy families, people dealing with, maybe some mental health. And then there was another one. Let's see. Mobility issues.
Yes.
So you have that sentence. Here at Organized Grime, we understand what it's like to feel out of control in your environment. And then bullet point 1 says, you're too busy juggling work, family, and life to keep up with cleaning and need this chore removed from your plate. And the second bullet point says, maintaining a clean home when mobility is limited is difficult and you desperately need support. And then the last bullet point says, you're struggling to maintain the mess when life feels like too much and you need a judgment-free reset. Then after that, you'll have a statement that says, this is your hopeful statement. It will say, no matter the reason, we're here to help you today. What do you think of that?
I love that. I love that a lot.
Yeah, what I like about it is just kind of it hits that struggle, that pain point of each of those categories, right? We've got like the busy family, and they just need one thing removed from their plate. And then the second bullet point hits the mobility issues, right? And that's a big thing for a lot of people. And like any other cleaning and organizing service can say, oh, we can come in and help you. But if someone's going to come to your homepage and they're going to see that you actually mention helping people with mobility issues, it's automatically going to make them think, okay, this is the person I need to work with because she gets me,
Yeah.
And then the last one, I really like this last one where it says you're struggling to manage the mess when life feels like too much and you need a judgment-free reset, right? I love that, judgment-free. Like there's no shame in it. I just need someone to come in, even if it's just one time, to reset my home.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's another thing is people have told me all the time, I feel judged, or please don't judge me, honey. We've all been there. Either you want to say it or not, we've all been there. So I'm going to give you a judgment-free clean.
Very good. Okay. So the next thing I wanted to chat about is on your page, you don't have, I don't think you have any testimonials on your homepage. So if you haven't gathered any testimonials yet, I would definitely do that. And, adding testimonials to your page is really going to help you stand out from other businesses that are like yours and really just distinguish yourself from that general house cleaning and organizing service. By showcasing the testimonials effectively, it's going to help you build trust with your target audience while showing them that you really can give them that unique personalized experience. So I'm going to give you some examples of testimonials, like types of testimonials that you want to gather. And for those of you listening right now, listen to the different elements in these testimonials. And then I think I'm going to give you, I'm going to give you like specific questions that you can ask to get great testimonials for each of your target audience types. All right. So here we go. The first one is for the busy parents. This would be a good example of, let's say, a testimonial from a busy parent. So I'm going to read it to you right now. It would say something like, as a mom of 3, I was drowning in laundry, dishes, and chaos. Mikayla came in and transformed my home into a calm, organized haven. For the first time in months, I felt like I could actually breathe. She took such a weight off my shoulders and I could focus on spending time with my kids instead of cleaning up after them. So what I want you to notice in that testimonial is that it uses specific, specific things that the person said, right? Where they shared their experience, like, and emotional words, like I was drowning in laundry, I could actually breathe. I took the weight off my shoulders. So to get a great testimonial like this for that specific audience, I would ask them questions like this after you work with them. I would ask them, how did having a clean, organized space impact your daily routine or family life? And another question you can ask is, what difference did it make to know you could hand this task over to someone you trust? So I guess the point is, when you ask these questions, like, be specific about it. You could also focus on before and afters, but for you, I think it's important when you ask questions, to ask people how they feel,
Yeah.
Because like when you work in their space, it's going to give them a feeling afterwards. I mean, I know every time someone's cleaned my home, I just feel great. I'm like, oh, this feels so good. I have so much more peace in my home. It's less chaotic. Another thing I don't have to do. So just make sure to ask those kind of questions. You want to also get them to like highlight that transformation that they've experienced. And that will just really speak to anybody who, lands on your homepage.
Yeah.
So next, with clients that have physical limitations, 2 questions you could ask to get a good testimonial is, how has our service helped you manage the tasks you find difficult to do on your own? And what did having a clean, organized space mean for your comfort and peace of mind? So this is an example of like the kind of testimonial you want to get. And it would say something like, after my surgery, I struggled to keep up with basic cleaning tasks and it was overwhelming. Mikayla not only made my home spotless, but also gave me the peace of mind I desperately needed. She worked around my limitations with such care and understanding. It was like having a trusted friend help me get my life back on track. Wouldn't it be great to have a testimonial like that on your page?
It definitely would.
It would be. And then the last testimonial example I have for you is for clients who might have some mental health challenges. And here's 2 questions that you could ask them. You could say, how did a clean, refreshed space make you feel emotionally? And then the second is, what impact did our cleaning service have on your ability to focus, relax, or feel more in control? And example here would be, I was embarrassed to call anyone for help because my home had gotten so out of control. Mikayla showed up with zero judgment and so much kindness. She didn't just clean my space, she gave me hope. Waking up to a clean, organized home has helped my anxiety so much I feel like I have a fresh start. So any way you can ask some questions to get some testimonials like that would be really good. Have you been able to gather testimonials from your clients?
I have a couple. I think I have a testimonial page like on my website, but they're definitely not on my homepage like you've pointed out. So I just need to move them. That's what I need to do.
Yeah. I would choose like maybe your top 2 or 3, and then you can put those on your homepage. You might also want to look at them and see if you can pick one, like if one of them fits into one of these 3 categories, so that you could have like a variety for your target audience. Another thing I wanted to tell you is one mistake I see a lot of people make on their website in general with testimonials is they'll have it like in a blocked area that where it's like scrolling from left to right or right to left, so when someone's scrolling down the homepage, they see one testimonial and then it like moves to the left. Yeah. So it's better to just have them static on there, like either one on top of the other or 3 next to each other where they're not moving, only for the purpose of like, let's say I go on my phone and I go to your webpage, and what most people do when they get to the homepage is they just scroll down to the bottom really quick. And so if they scroll down really quick and they scroll past the testimonial, then they're only going to see one testimonial, right? They're not like hovering on that area, or they don't have that screen on that part on their screen long enough for it to move left for the next testimonial. So I know it's, pretty cool to see it like scrolling and stuff. But really having it there static is just a lot better. Yeah,
understood.
Lastly, let's see, you filled out a questionnaire before we came on here, and you mentioned that you're worried that you were maybe like bombarding your visitors with too much information, that you didn't want to just do the information dump. So what I would say to that is just keep in mind that every sentence on your webpage should have a purpose. Right. So like when I'm writing copy, I'll write my first draft and I'll just like dump everything on paper, or on the computer and type it out. But then I go back and I look at it and I probably get rid of like 50% of it because I just go line by line and I think, okay, does this one sentence want to make the reader go to the next sentence? And then does that sentence want to make that person go to the next, And so if I come across a sentence and I'm like, what, this probably isn't really needed or it's not needed right here, then I take it out. So just keep that in mind. I said, 1 to 2 lines of copy with purpose is much more effective than having like 4 to 5 lines of copy really that just fill in the space, So like after you have your 3 bullet points that I talked about above, you could also have a section that says something like how we help you. And you can list out maybe 2 to 3 different services that you have, but just keep it short, like 1 to 2 sentences max to describe those. And then each of those services can have a CTA button that leads people to another area on your website where you can go more into detail. You can also, so it doesn't look like a lot of text. You could use visual cues like little icons above each service you provide or even photos to break up the website so it's not all text.
Okay.
So I think that gives you a good start.
It gives me an amazing start. I love it.
Do you have any questions?
No, actually, you've answered a lot of things that I've had just kind of sitting around boggling questions. So you give me a really great start to make my website better.
Great. Well, let me end with this question because I always like to ask everybody this question. All right. Can you give me and all the female entrepreneurs and small business owners out there just one piece of advice that's helped you scale your business while keeping your family and personal life thriving?
Just do it. As cliche as it is, just do it. And as long as you believe in yourself, then your company can do it. You don't need everybody else to say you can. As long as you believe in yourself, you absolutely can do it.
All right, great. Well, how can listeners find you?
You can find my business page is Organized Grime LLC. It's that username on Instagram and Facebook.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. And it's been such a pleasure to go through your homepage and help you.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for your help.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of 7-Figure Copy. If you've enjoyed the show, don't forget to leave a 5-star review on your favorite platform and follow me on Instagram for more insights. Can you think of one female entrepreneur or small business owner right now who could benefit from listening to this podcast? Please share this episode with them. And if you're ready to hand off the copy for your website, emails, and sales pages, head over to www.whitehousesm.com to book a complimentary copy chat with me. Let's partner together to take your business to the next level.